Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of CineFiles. Now we're tackling the Iron Man. We're on the watch through. We already saw Captain America First Avenger, Captain Marvel, and now we're up to the 2008 smash hit, the one that started it all for everyone, Iron Man. Of course, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa. Thank you to everyone that is watching with us live, catching on the replay. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit those notification bells so every time videos drop or we go live, you guys will be notified. I'm not the only one here. I'm going to bring in my co-host now, Jody, Steel, Rays, and 4Ks. Let's bring him in right now. Jody, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on? How are we doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. Tell everybody
Awesome.
where you're from, where they can find you.
You can find me on all the popular platforms, mainly Instagram, where I post about new upcoming things. I also host group buys over there. I have a TikTok where I show off parts of my collections. And I have a YouTube that I am sadly far, far behind on. But there's some pretty good stuff up there, and there's more coming, I promise.
All right, guys, now we're going to bring in our guest, Harrison. How you doing, Harrison?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Tell everyone when they can find you.
Yeah, so I'm Harrison Scullin. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Really Old Movies, where I discuss old movies released between 1895 and 1965. And once a week I have a podcast, and once a month I try to do a YouTube live. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, so there you have it, guys. This is the panel for today. Iron Man, like we said, every week we're going to bring in a new face attached to these heroes. So far we got Sebastian for Captain America. We got Tim Talks Talkies for Captain Marvel, which he has it easy. And now Harrison is going to be sitting down for all the Iron Mans, for Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and then I guess the future installments that has him attached. We are not going to be doing Spider-Man. We're not doing Spider-Man, right? Is it part of the MCU? Homecoming?
I mean,
is it?
Technically, yeah.
So Harrison, your ass is back. It's going to be two people for that episode. It's going to be Iron Man and, of course, Spider-Man. No, but other than that, so let's have some fun. Tim Talkies is in the house. So the way this is going to go is let's do the trailer, right? Let's show everyone off the trailer.
Sure.
Let's see if the trailer still holds up after all these years. I bet a lot of people are like, of course it still holds up. It's like one of the best movie ever. But again, guys, we have not seen the original trailer, and you knew, and you go, oh my God, what was the original trailer look like? Well, sit back, because I got it for you. Enjoy the original Iron Man trailer from 2008.
Mr. Stark, you've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
What do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
That's not bad. They say the best weapon is one you never have to fire. I prefer the weapon you only need to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far. To peace.
Is it cool if I take a picture with you?
Yes, it's very cool. I don't want to see this on your MySpace page. Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up. I'm kidding.
You have till tomorrow to assemble my missile.
I should be dead already.
Unless it was for a reason.
I just finally know what I have to do.
That doesn't look like a missile. What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of the trailer first before we go into it? Do you think, Jody, think the trailer still holds up after all these years?
I think it still holds up. They surprisingly showed like
A lot.
the first half of the movie. You know what I'm saying? It kept going. I was like, how much did this trailer show? I don't remember this at all. But it definitely did. But I mean, I guess in this case, you know, you're introducing Iron Man for the first time, and this was early Marvel. Nobody really knew what they were doing and what they were capable of. So you kind of had to. You couldn't just show a guy in an iron suit, say, come see Iron Man. You kind of had to. I guess you had to kind of give his backstory right there in the trailer. But yeah, if they wouldn't have gotten that song, I don't know if it would have worked at all.
Yeah, no, you could maybe. I don't know. Harrison, what did you think when you checked it out?
Yeah, I really like this trailer because it kind of shows kind of the high octane, the craziness they're trying to do. Because at this time, the only superhero movies we had, like Spider-Man and X-Men, they weren't as, I guess, gritty, if you will. So it was interesting seeing that for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they should have threw a little bit of what's it called, that filter song? The Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Oh
That
yeah,
song
man,
was
nice shot. Yeah,
That song
that
was
would have been cool.
badass. Filter. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I don't remember that song in the trailer, and it was pretty badass because I was like, yo, you know, they always say that music makes the movie, right? Like it's either or, right? If you have a great soundtrack, the movie's phenomenal. Regardless of, you know what I mean, you're sucked in. And that song should have been somewhere in the freaking movie. I mean, I know we got the Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Iron Man, and AC/DC, Back in Black later down the road. But I'm not gonna lie, man, that filter song, that thing got me out of there. I was like, that thing's kind of hot. I was like, all right. So let's check out what the critics and audience said about this film. So now we're gonna check out what the Rotten Tomatoes scores are for this movie. 94% critics certified fresh, and the audience gave it a 91%. Jody, do you think this is pretty accurate, or you think these people are nuts? In the words of Brad Pitt.
I think it was pretty. I mean, it's pretty accurate. I mean, not only were you getting the first big Marvel release, you were getting Robert Downey Jr. back on the big screen, and I think everybody was super stoked about that, and just excited to see him in this role, and the fact that he knocked out of the park like he did. So yeah, those scores line up for me.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you out there, before I go to Harrison, my bad. Robert Downey Jr. has some bad drug habits before the Iron Man. I mean, this dude got caught with a briefcase of cocaine. I believe that's what got him kicked out of Hollywood, blackballed. And I believe, I don't know, you guys could quote me on this, but I believe Terrence Howard is the one that pushed for him in this movie. Is that true, or was it Howard Stern? Because I think it was one of these two got Jon Favreau to be like, hey, check out Robert Downey Jr.
I remember hearing something, but I can't put a name to it. I can't remember.
It was someone that pushed for Robert, and when he, I guess, screen tested, he just knocked it out the park like we did.
Yeah.
But Harrison, what do you think of these scores? 94% critics, 91% audience. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, I agree with this a lot, especially back then when it came out. People were talking about it all the time. I didn't see it in theaters. I was pretty young, but my dad talked about how the lines were wrapped all the way around the theater just to go and see Iron Man. Like, people loved this movie when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was phenomenal when it came out. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone jumped the bandwagon once they saw my man Robert and Iron Man on screen. I agree. This is pretty good. Honestly, I thought it would be like a 95%. But when I saw 91 audience, I was like, wow, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I'm going to do for the next round, which is going to be the Hulk, Incredible Hulk. I'm going to bring up some negative and positive critics, quotes. So we could actually read them and see if we agree or disagree. So I'll do that with the next one for fun. But yeah, so these are now let's check out the box office. Because, oh baby, now everyone is with this whole $1 billion and everything got to be a $1 billion franchise. Guess what? It doesn't have to, because this is the movie that kicked off everything. And guess what? This puppy made $585 million worldwide. International 266, domestic, which is the United States area, 319. Jody, what do you think about these numbers? First time around.
I mean, it's hard to not compare it to the numbers of today. So you really got to go back to 2008.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, yeah, for the time, those are some pretty solid numbers, I would say.
It is pretty good looking good.
Yeah.
Harrison,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I want to say, if I remember right, it was in the top 10 grossing of the whole year. I want to say it was like number 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I believe it.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, domestic is where it's at. If you see a movie where domestic drops, like let's say it was like 75 million, but international is like 600 million, you already know it didn't hit with the United States folks. It did very well in international. That's why like movies like Transformers, if you look at the later movies, domestically, it was not good, but international, that thing was like, I mean, it's so high, it hit the billions of dollars. I remember when we did it for the Action Movie Guys podcast, we hit those numbers, and I was like, this is crazy. The more they just kept pumping in. But anyway, in terms of this looks good for the franchise. This looks good. Now, we all rewatched the film, of course. We're going to get into it right now. I would like to say is, before we start, where do you think on the timeline, now that we hit Captain America First Avenger, I know you saw it, Harrison, and Captain Marvel, how do you guys feel about Iron Man slotted as number 3 in terms of the story? Jody.
Listen, Captain Marvel still throws me off. This is interesting for me to go back and revisit them in this order, because
I know.
this is the first time I've ever done that. I've always just watched them as they came out.
Yeah.
That was my big hang up on the last video we did for Captain Marvel. I was just like, I can't. It's hard for me to go back in time.
Yeah.
But watching him like this, it's I'm digging it. I can do it. I'm still up in the air. I know we're only 3 in. I think maybe by Avengers, I might be like, all right, you know what? When it's time to show the kids, I might do it this way versus the other. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, but yeah, it's fun. It's fine. Yeah.
All right, Harrison, what do you think from Captain America, Captain Marvel into Iron Man? How you feel?
Yeah. Ignoring Captain Marvel.
Just like Jody.
Right.
I mean,
it does throw it off. I agree with that. But
Yeah.
it kind of feels good next to Captain America, at least, because we have Howard Stark in that movie. We have S.H.I.E.L.D. We have all the things that are kind of talked about in Iron Man. So that, to me, feels much better than, I guess,
Okay.
Captain Marvel.
So
Right.
you guys like the release dates? So first Avenger, then Iron Man, or whatever came out first. But you guys like the order of release of the films when they came out. All right, that's pretty cool. No, like I say, I'm asking the question. I'm gonna keep asking it all the way up to the last movie. So, sorry, okay, people.
No, that's cool.
Nate says, inflation for 2022 money, this movie would have been $806 million. So it would have been a hit regardless in this decade. I don't know, because you know how people are now. They're like, it hit $1 billion. This shit sucks, man. This sucks. Okay, so with that said, let's have some fun. Let's go through it. Jody, on the rewatch, what do you think? Does this movie still holds up, or you're like, not as much?
No, I think it still holds up. I think the effects hold up. I think the story's still good. I still had a great time. I mean, the villain aspect, they could have done something different, but no. I mean, I think overall, I think it holds up pretty good.
Harrison, you think it still holds up the rewatch?
Definitely. In fact, I had a lot of nostalgia for it too, because I was about 10 years old when it came out. So I have all these memories of watching it, and just seeing it now, seeing how all the effects still hold up, seeing how the plot, for the most part, still holds up. I think it's a great film still.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised. Like rewatching it, I was like, you know what? This movie's freaking good. It really still holds up. I was like, I was shocked. I was like Captain America held up. I was like, you know what? Captain America did really well. Like, I like that when we said it was underrated. It's still an underrated movie, First Avenger. Captain Marvel, it is what it is. We were like, it's okay. This one, is really good. You can tell the difference between the writing on this movie and Captain Marvel, because that's the later, right? That's 2000 and whatever when it came out. So you can see the difference between those movies, and that's something that we got to keep an eye on is the writing. How the different styles start to move along between phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, which I'm going to have a list, of course, for you guys. Once we finish phase 1, I'll put up the list of all the phases so we know what blocks these movies are when we start talking about them. But I started to notice the difference of writing between Captain Marvel, Cap, and then Iron Man. And I would say it's very interesting. Character development is very big on this movie. They did a great job with that, especially Tony Stark. They threw your ass right into the fire with him getting his chest plate. I was just like, wow, that was awesome. I agree. Jeff Bridges for me was just like I'm not a big Jeff Bridges fan. I don't know. What do you think, Jody? Are you a big Jeff Bridges fan?
I like me some Jeff Bridges. I like it when he does. I actually like it when he does things like this, because there's like quite a few films where he was like, "Listen, I've got this accent, and it's got to work for something."
Yeah.
And he tried it with like 5 different movies, and all of them were just not that good at all. But yeah, I mean, I really love early Jeff Bridges. You give me some some Starman. That was some good shit. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, his character was fine. Marvel always had this problem, especially in the beginning with villains, and I think almost all 3 of the Iron Man movies had problems with villains.
Yeah,
they just I guess they're like, we got to move the phase story along. Yeah. And we got to move Iron Man along. Let's just give him somebody to bicker with for this movie. But I think they could have done more with the character, but he did go with what he had.
Yeah. Harrison, what did you think of Jeff Bridges when you got to see him on screen?
Yeah, I actually really liked him, and I think it's interesting, kind of a funny tangent, that the first villain Tony Stark fights is a bald guy, and the last guy he fights is a bald guy, and then the actors for both of them have initials JB, Josh Brolin and Jeff Bridges. I thought that was kind of funny. But
it's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Evil.
Must be, right? But yeah, other than that, I thought he was fine. I didn't like how far into the movie he was introduced as the villain. I kind of wish they did that earlier. I think they did it a little too late.
I agree. I think they should have not showed, but show a little bit some type of dirty work. Like somebody in the office doing something. Like maybe him behind the chair, like Claw from like Inspector Gadget. Like he gets a phone call. You know what I mean? Like he's talking and he uses like a voice modulator or something, like to screw up Tony Stark's. But I kind of agree with you. They should have showed something. Then you go, oh, okay. But I mean, when he does tell him, like, I was the one that voted you out, I was like, man, you should have beat his ass in front of everybody. You should have kicked him down the stairs. Do something crazy. But all right, so that's Jeff Bridges. What do you think of Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts as his lady lover, Jody?
Again, I thought she did a great job. Good enough to come back for all the Iron Man plus some. So. Yeah, I thought that casting was a good choice.
I think Harrison just got booted. I think he got booted himself.
He's frozen. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there you go. There he is. Are you good? I think Jebediah got you.
Yeah.
From Stark Tower. Yeah.
I couldn't see your guys' faces move. I just heard your voices.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what did you think of Pepper Potts? Gwyneth Paltrow.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yep. Your turn. Go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought she was okay. I don't know. I've never been a big Gwyneth Paltrow fan. I thought she was kind of monotone, kind of one note. I didn't think she was that good, honestly. I'm more a fan of, I don't know, like Catwoman in Batman Returns, for example. I think that was better.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's DC. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay. Hey, no problem with that. Now, this is I don't know if it's controversy or not. I mean, I guess it depends on who. But Terrence Howard was the first roadie. And then we got John Cheeto. I keep calling him Cheeto. Like the crack, like the stupid chips. But anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. But yeah, what did you think of Terrence Howard as roadie, the original roadie? And then he got recasted in the second movie. Jody.
I thought I would have loved to see that continue.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. Don't get me wrong, Don Cheadle does a great job too, and I'm surprised he's stuck with it, and we're going to get more of him soon.
Yeah.
But that would have been very interesting. I think that was like their first. Well, I guess besides Norton's Hulk, that was kind of their first. Oh shit, we got to recast moment. But yeah, he was good in this movie, and it does make me wish that we would have gotten more. I kind of wish that they would just bring him back as like a totally different character, just to get him back into the MCU. I don't know, or maybe even like if they end up doing the what's the
what if?
No, they're bringing back War Machine, but it's not for a War Machine show. I forget which show he's going to be on. He's going to be on a Disney Plus show. I can't remember which one it is right now. Maybe somebody in the chat will chime in. But it would be great if they brought him back as just like an officer or just like a general or something. But don't say anything. Just make it just like maybe have like a hallway passing of what the just something. But I think it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be funny. But yeah, he did awesome in this movie.
Yeah, Harrison, what do you think of Terrence Howard?
Again, like with Gwyneth Paltrow, I thought he was okay. I did laugh out loud though when he said "next time, baby," looking at the suit, and I was like, "Not for you."
No,
no, not at all. I thought he was fantastic. I think him and Robert Downey Jr. had great chemistry on screen. Like you could tell that they had like a great relationship. I don't know what happened afterwards because supposedly that is what got him booted between the two. But I did enjoy it, and I agree with you, Jody. I wish, again, just like Ed Norton, once we see the Incredible Hulk, I wish they continued with those because honestly, and I keep telling everyone, Ed Norton was way better than Mark Ruffalo. I rather see that. We won't see that She-Hulk version of Hulk if Ed Norton was back. I tell you.
No, probably not. Probably not.
He'd be like, I'm not doing fucking yoga in the beach. You better go somewhere else with that. That's what he would have done. No, but so now let's get to the fun parts. What do you think of the action of the movie? Like once he starts to figure it out, and let's start with the cave. Let's talk about the cave where he's stuck in there. They put the damn thing in his chest.
Yeah.
Jody, what do you think about that?
No, I think the him busting out for the first time in the original suit was probably the best scene in the whole movie. Honestly, just like that just official ass whooping in this handmade. I made this shit in a cave armor. That I thought that was probably out of the whole movie. That's still probably my favorite scene. I know a lot of people like him flying with the jets and stuff like that. But now just the I mean, it was a build up, which again we got most of it in the trailer. But once we got there, it was a good kickoff to what you're fixing to get, and then he gets back home and he just gets to dabble in even more, and it's shit gets crazy after that. So
it does. You know what? We didn't even talk about Yusuf, but we'll talk about him soon. But you're right. Like I mean, what did Jeff Bridges say to the guy that wanted to recreate his reactor? He was like, Tony Stark did it. With a cave with a box of scraps. He's like, but I'm not Tony Stark. He's like,
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But Harrison, what did you think of the first act when he was in the cave and he made that big giant Iron Man first prototype suit?
Mm-hmm. I have to agree. I think that's one of my favorite scenes, and that's what I really love about this movie is. They had real suits for the most part. They had real explosions, real fire. And look, you can really tell it was realistic. Mm-hmm. And especially in that scene when he has like the flamethrower and all that. That was awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I like that too. And you're right, Jody. It sets up a lot going down the line. Like it opened up his eyes. Like, man, my inventions are basically being used against us. And I like that. I like that twist that Jon Favreau threw into that story, to make him realize, like, dude, like, you're not saving us, you're making it worse for everybody else. And I like that. That was pretty cool. Let's talk about Yusuf, because he is a big mentor. He's just like the doctor that created Captain America and died in the first 10 minutes of the movie. What did you think? Because he said one quote in the movie that really stuck with me. When he talked about, you know, if you have anyone at home, and he was like, no, he goes, look at this, a guy who has everything yet nothing. And I was like, damn, that was like one of the most powerful statements in the entire film from someone that has really much nothing. Jody, what do you think?
He actually, the first time viewing, not the second time, obviously, but first time viewing, I was expecting him to be bad. I was just expecting him to just like turn and just like turn against him.
Yeah,
I was just waiting for it because I mean I wasn't too familiar as far as like comic books and everything goes for Iron Man. The first time watching, I was just like, all right, so what's this guy gonna do? Is he like writing this shit down when Tony's asleep, or what's he doing? But yeah, once you find out, he was legit, and I was like, hell yeah, man, that's a cool, yeah. And then again, when we got to Cap and that relationship with him and the Doctor, I was like, it's just felt the same way.
Yeah, it was awesome. Harrison, what did you think?
Mm-hmm. I really liked him as well, and I loved how he kind of balanced out Tony's kind of, you know, funny, sarcastic with kind of wisdom. He had that kind of old wisdom to him.
Yeah.
Kind of like the wise old man you'd hear in old movies or whatever.
Yeah.
And I also like how this movie, they changed it to Afghanistan instead of Vietnam, like the original storyline, to kind of make it with modern times, because we were there at that time. So I really like that aspect too, that they try to make it more realistic, more modern.
All right, so I guess we can answer this question pretty quick. I never read none of the Iron Mans. I know Jody didn't. I expect that you did, because I know you're a comic book and your dad is a comic book collector, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay.
Both of us are.
Yeah, so I kind of, okay, there you go. So now we got someone with concrete evidence that it's not Vietnam, is in the original, and they changed it to Afghanistan. That is actually awesome. All right, so let's get to the second act. Tony Stark gets home. My man wants a cheeseburger. He wants to throw a press conference. He goes, hey, bitches, we are stopping all this weapon manufacture, because we are, like, he got to redesign. He has to rethink everything, and my man Jeff Bridges was like, we ain't doing that right now. So what do you guys think of that whole situation, the press conference all the way up to him making his first Mach 1 suit, or whatever the number of suit it is? Jody.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it really pushed the character in a different direction and forward at the same time. So, I thought that was great. And then I know it's the third act, but then we get the callback of the press conference in the third act. So I like they kind of brought that back later on in the movie too.
Yeah, Harrison.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I really like that as well. And I don't know. I just thought it was funny how the press was freaking out when Tony was saying they're shutting down the company. And Obadiah's like, okay, it's all right. You know, don't listen to him. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
No, he wasn't crazy at all. All right, so look, he starts to build his stuff, right? He's in the... Now, you know what? I'm not going to lie, because I know you guys are going to be thinking the same thing. When he went down to his man cave, you want to call it, and he got Jarvis all up, everyone wanted Jarvis when they came out the theater. I ain't lying, because I wanted one too. It's one of those things. Everyone wanted their phones to do everything that he did in the movie. What did you guys think of him building his suit, like with the holograms, and then he's talking to Jarvis, and Jarvis is giving him numbers and all that till he's taking the first flight, and all. So what do you think of that, Jody?
Oh yeah, I love that part. That whole sequence was great. I love the test flights, him just kind of flying around trying to figure out how do I control this. I love that we saw that. Yeah, he's smart enough to build it, but he's still a dude. He's got to figure this shit out too. So I like that we got that. We didn't just get, you know, he went downstairs, did some stuff, and then bam, he's in the suit fighting bad guys. We actually got to watch him learn as he went. So yeah, I enjoyed that whole sequence.
Harrison.
Mm-hmm. I really like that sequence too. In fact, I went to Comic-Con this year, and they made a statue, Sideshow did, of that sequence of the suit being built and put on Tony Stark. I love that. I love the intricate design and the layout of it. It's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's one. You know, it's funny. It's not like my my memorable moment of the film, but it's like right up there because I was like, it is actually really cool because he redesigned his reactor. Like he came home, he got all his stuff, and he just made it more stronger and more. But yet, callback, he puts back the original one that he got in the cave because Jeff Bridges took out his new one. So it was actually pretty cool. Now, all right, so we get to it. He paints it nice and red, right? He takes it for the first test flight. I think it was the first test flight, right? Because he goes to Afghanistan. He went to the party that they told him that he's not invited to. Shows up to the party. The lady that he banged in the beginning of the movie was like, "Hey, you still selling shit to the bad guys?" And he's like, "Wait a minute, no, I'm not." And that's when Jeff Bridges. Now we found out the true colors of Jeff Bridges. He goes, "Man, we kicked your ass out because it was my idea." And I was like, "This bastard." I was tight. I was like, "You should punch him in the face," but we didn't get that. He flies to Afghanistan for the first time, fights some F-16s, the Afghanistan guys. What did you guys think of those sequences?
That was great. It was great. That was the first flight. I think that was part of what they showed for the very first time at that Comic-Con that year. Was just the flight test and of him just doing that, and everybody was kind of blown away and got the hype up. Yeah. So yeah, it was a great sequence, and just the walk away as he shot some missiles and I think blew up the tank or whatever.
Yeah,
that was awesome. It's just I love the focusing of that frame. I thought that was a great shot.
The bokeh, yeah. Harrison, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I really liked that little rocket. I thought that was hilarious, shooting at the tank.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool too that he was willing to. I think it was the same village Jensen was from too, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went back.
So.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool callback as well.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I thought leading up to that whole entire thing, and I love the whole dynamic between Terrence Howard and him. He was like, yeah, that's me in the suit." He goes, "What?" He's like, "I'm the guy in the suit," and then he was just like, I thought that whole sequence was good. I thought it was fun. It was very suspenseful, though. If you really see the way he shot it, it was actually really, because you didn't know what he was going to do. He was like, "We're going to blow this dude out of the sky if Tony says it's not one of his things." And I love that whole dynamic. Because when he's on the phone, he was like, "Why you sound like you're like winded?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm driving somewhere." And then he goes, "Really?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm taking a walk." And he goes, "But didn't you say you were driving?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm taking a drive to go walking." And then he hung up the phone. Yeah. Like, that whole dynamic was actually really funny. All right, so we got Agent Coulson. We can't forget about Agent Coulson because the first time this is the first time we get to see Agent Coulson on screen. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Jody came on screen. He said his big ass title, SHIELD stand for, which I don't remember, Strategic Homeland.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think, Jody?
No, I thought it was great. At the time, it was one of those things where you just kind of saw it, but it didn't really. Nothing really clicked yet, so it's great watching it now, knowing that's pretty much the beginning right there of us being introduced to what's going to happen soon. So and I love that actor playing that character. I always thought he did a great job throughout all the movies.
Yeah, he was great. Harrison, what did you think of Agent Coulson?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I really like him. I love him in the show too, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was a great show.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, he was fun.
I did find it interesting though. I thought they already had the name SHIELD by then. I don't know.
No, they didn't. Well, they had they gave you the actual full name, and then towards the end they gave you the name, so everyone goes, "Oh, it is SHIELD." Right. They give you the reveal.
Well, I thought that was still pretty cool though. The big reveal. Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fun. Again, this movie laid a lot of foundation that I thought worked very well for this movie. All right, so now we get to the third act. Okay, Jeff Bridges steals my man's art reactor. The robot that he yelled at saves his life, which is kind of funny. And now he puts on his suit. Not much power, but they had that big epic fight. And then they go right in towards the end. So, Jody, what do you think of the big climactic third part of the entire film?
I mean, it was all right. It's kind of, I mean, again, you got really built up that the first suit busting out, whooping ass, building the suit, whooping ass, and then you get this big clunky ass Jeff Bridges. It's kind of like, okay, that was. I mean, honestly, that just they could have just done something. I think a lot cool. If they, I get it had to be bigger because he wasn't as smart as Tony,
Right.
but I think it could have been a little more downsized to where the fight could have been a little cooler.
Even.
Just
Yeah.
it's just too slow and everything.
Mm.
But I mean, effects wise, everything looked really cool. So I'll give it that.
Yeah. Harrison, what do you think of the entire shebang?
I don't know. I thought the last battle went a little too quickly, and it seemed a little too easy to defeat Obadiah. Like they didn't really fight each other per se. He just got electrocuted. That's how he
Yeah.
gets defeated.
It's like a video game. Like just
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I thought the fighting was cool. Like you said, it didn't make sense. I agree. They should have. This is the point in time I think the film should have had Jeff Bridges break into Tony's like private archive and stole his schematics and made his own Iron Man suit. Because then you'd be like, oh shit, like he took his own Iron Man suit. Now, it didn't make it completely like Iron Man suit, but enough that he could fight him with his own version of the film. You're right, it was way too big and clunky, but it looked a little bit weird when he opens it up and he holds the helmet. I was like, oh, this don't look good. I was like,
They've never been able to do that. It didn't look good then. It didn't look good in Infinity War. It didn't look, when the Hulk Buster cracked open and Ruffalo was in there. That looked like somebody made it in their garage and just put it together. I think they might have. So it's probably it's funny, but it's probably sad and true.
Yeah,
but
it did not look good. Yeah, I was like, oh no, it didn't hold up. I thought it was okay, but in terms of an overall film, what did you guys think after whatever rewatch? But on this rewatch, what was your overall coming out rewatching it?
I still enjoyed it. It was a great movie. I mean, honestly, the only downside of it is just like the villain in the third act, which Marvel has a tendency to have a problem with because they're trying to use each movie to add to the story.
Right.
And then it's like they kind of remember, oh yeah, we should have this guy do something in this movie. So it's just that's the one problem I have with it. But I mean that's one of those issues that not knowing then but knowing now, you just one of those things with a Marvel movie that you're probably going to have to just get used to. It's like you're here to see the character that the movie's about, but also move forward whatever phase we're in. Don't get too excited about anything happening, at like third act wise. It's probably not going to be much. So that's just kind of Marvel's thing now. Sad, but true.
No, I get it. Harrison, what did you think overall? Second on your rewatch.
Yeah, overall, I still really like it. I think this is still my favorite Marvel movie. And what I like about this one compared to other ones is, I don't think they really expected to have sequels. I know they planned for it, but they really told a full, complete character arc story within one movie. Because I feel like a lot of the newer ones, they don't do that. They're so focused on the next thing, they forget the story to make it individual for the movie you're currently in.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, to be honest with you. That's a pretty good thing you brought up, because I never thought of it that way, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I think it still hold up. I watched it on Disney Plus with the IMAX enhanced Dolby Atmos, and it looked fantastic. I was like, holy crap. I didn't see it on the disc. I saw it digital, and it looked great. Jody, which way you saw it? You saw it physical, digital?
Physical.
You saw it physical?
I went old school, popped it in.
Oh, yeah. Harrison, what did you see?
I saw it on Disney Plus. But I do have the physical copy.
All right. So now let's get to the show off. Let's show off everybody what versions we have of these films. Okay, and then we do our final stuff on. All right, so Jody, what versions of Iron Man 1 do you own?
Right now, unfortunately, I only own one. I have another edition on the way that I've been hunting, And surprise, surprise, like Amazon Germany popped it open where you could get it again,
Oh.
which I was excited about because eBay people are asking like $100 plus for it.
Mm.
So, but I got kind of continuing the theme of our past few videos. I've got the Xavi lenticular. I took the lenticular off so you can kind of get an idea which way's the camera. There it is.
There you go.
So it's got this cover. It's got the
That looks
embossed
good.
frame, and even the title itself has got a little embossed to it, and then back image.
I like
so you
that.
you can do this effect to it if you wanted to.
That's
And then
cool.
and then the inside is all right. And this at the time it came out was just Blu-ray only, but it's just got the arc for the inside.
Okay.
But yeah, it's got that it's that Xavi edition where you can slap the lenticular on it, so give it a little bit of a 3D look when it's just sitting there. But that's the only edition I have right now.
Okay. All right. Well, you show it off when you get it in the next time.
Oh, I will.
Harrison, what version of the film do you own in your collection?
Yeah, I own two versions actually. One of them is a digital copy. Can't really show that here.
Right.
But the other one, I actually won on the show here. It's this 4K edition.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
And,
there you go.
Yeah, this one has both discs. So, Blu-ray and 4K.
Nice. All
But
right.
yeah.
So this one I got off of Macari.
Yep.
So it was the Best Buy exclusive one.
Oh yeah.
Until I found out Disney Plus has the utmost, and that thing I got tight. I was like, why did I pay for this? But yeah, I got this version. I thought it was cool. And then in the inside, you see him shooting, and then you got the disc. So I was like, oh, this is nice. But I got it, so I was like, it's cool. Now, the Blu-ray version I got is this one. I don't know if you guys seen this one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, this is the inside of the box for those of you out there. And then the mask should open up. Right? Yeah. All right. I don't want to break. All right, here we go. So then it opens up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You go,
Wasn't that like was that Target or Walmart exclusive? That wasn't available everywhere, was it? I think it was exclusive to somebody.
No, it was exclusive to. What the hell is it exclusive to? It doesn't even say. I think it was Target. I think you're right.
Yeah.
It got to be Target. But yeah.
Back in the day, Target used to. There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the version that I have of the film. But you're right. They have some cool stuff.
Yeah.
They got some cool stuff on that one. Actually, you got some Iron Man comics?
I do, yes.
Uh-oh.
So these are actually from the 60s.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you guys have heard of Tales of Suspense, but in the 60s, they had Iron Man and Captain America in a double comic together. And that was where Iron Man was first introduced and where they introduced Captain America back into the Marvel comics. So I got one here with him in the Mandarin.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then I want to say it was issue 100. They kind of abandoned that. Captain America got his own. Then Iron Man got his own. I got number 3 of that Iron Man series.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah. But they're in such poor condition. They're probably worth $50.
You know what? It worth something to your heart.
That's right.
That's right.
It
Right.
doesn't
That's
matter
right.
how much. That is so freaking awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. The Dell on Movie says, I've also got that mask edition. I found it used and in great shape for $3.
Wait.
Well, I didn't pay $3 for mine, but yeah, that's absolutely awesome. He also said, look, I love the design of that Xavi steelbook. That was Dell on Movies. Dell on Movies said, Harrison, great point about that character's arc.
Thanks.
Let's see what else. Tim Talkie said, Terrence Howard is a great actor.
Yes.
So yeah, but yeah, guys, if you want to drop some questions now before we start wrapping this show up. So Yeah, so what do you think of the when you watched this movie? What did you guys thought of the future of Iron Man was gonna go? Did you guys think that they were gonna continue going to that whole? I mean, we know where it's gonna go now and leading up to his death, but what I mean is like, did you guys ever thought that it was gonna go to like the whole team build up, or did you think they were gonna continue going down more of his personal life, him drinking alcohol and doing his crazy, storylines? I bet Iron Man had, Jody.
I guess at the time in 2008, and this being the first real big Marvel release, they didn't really let you know of anything. That if you knew the hints that they dropped in the movie, then you knew the hints, especially the after credit scene.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know the hints, you would just be like, well, that was a fun movie, and yeah, I could do a part 2. But I think at the time in 2008, I don't think I was thinking about Avengers. I wasn't thinking about definitely wasn't thinking about seeing a Thor movie. I can tell you that much right now. Didn't see that coming at all. But I think once this one, it wasn't long after this one did what it did that they were like, hey, guess what? We're working on Captain, we're working on Thor, and then everybody started kind of putting the pieces together. It's like, oh shit. That little end credit scene was for real, and we might just get ourselves an Avengers movie. All right, cool. So it definitely did start the ball rolling.
Yeah, Harrison, what did you think?
Yeah, for sure. I remember going to that Comic-Con 2007 where they introduced this movie. I think Ant-Man was the other one, and the Hulk. Like that was it. I was like, okay, that's kind of random. But now looking back, realizing, oh, they were planning out this whole universe makes a lot more sense.
Right.
Because, we all just thought it was going to be maybe 2 or 3 Iron Man movies, and then that was it. No one thought it was going to be this big universe. So that was pretty shocking.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was very interesting, to be honest with you. I didn't know where it was going to go. I just enjoyed the whole Jarvis and the suits and which we'll talk about the Incredible Hulk next show, but I loved it. I was like, I want more, but I wanted this style. I mean, we already know what's gonna happen, but I mean, like, I wanted this type of writing for the other movies. Like, I enjoyed this writing. He wasn't sarcastic all the time. He was just himself. Like, I enjoyed the way he was in this. I think later down we went, he started to get freaking annoying for me. Like, I was just like, this dude is annoying. Like, I don't know if you guys felt like that once we start to go down the line, but I felt like his character just changed over time with the writing and everything. And it didn't work for me as much because I was just starting to hate the guy even more. Like damn, I hate Iron Man. But here we go. Delon Movie says, I also got that. Pop Culture 33 says, did you know about the end of the credit scene when first watched it? Jody?
No. I think I cannot remember if when I saw it originally I stayed. I think the first time I watched it, I think I left because I went pretty early, so it wasn't like it wasn't like now where if you go day 3, like half the audience already saw it day 1, so they already know to stay or whatever. So it was a new thing, and I don't remember anybody. I don't remember staying. If I did, that memory's gone. But I know I saw it, so I'm guessing it happened. It either happened second viewing in the theater, or hell, it might have happened at home. Honestly,
I saw mine at home. Harrison, where did you see your end credit scene?
Yeah, I think it was at home also, but not because I was waiting for it, but because I really liked the music in the credits. I just let it play in the background. And then
you hear people talking, and you're like, "What the hell's going on? What?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about it quick. Jody, tell everybody what was the post credit scene for everybody out there. For this,
we got introduced to Nick Fury. And I knew who that was. So when that happened, which is kind of honestly, it was a ballsy move because Yeah, they hit it in the credit, the after credits, which nobody's really done to the extent that Marvel has now. But that was movie one, and they were like, well, if this is gonna work, this is where it needs to start. What if it didn't work? Like, what if everybody hated the movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
What if everybody looked at it as just like another X-Men movie or something? I mean, so it was a pretty ballsy move for them. Not just to do it, but cast Samuel L. Jackson. And dude stuck around. Like, dude's still doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty impressive. I thought it was quick, and it was just kind of there, and yeah, it was shocking at the time. I remember, holy shit, look at that.
Yeah. Harrison, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I remember, I think it was 03, they had the Ultimates, which was the Avengers at the time. And I remember they made Nick Fury look like Samuel L. Jackson. And then they ended up casting him. So I thought that was pretty cool seeing that come to the screen. But yeah, it got me pumped for Avengers. Like you said, Jody, I'm glad it worked out. Otherwise,
right?
That would have really sucked.
Well, you know what? There was another movie that this happened exactly like the other movie, but the only difference is it wasn't successful in the other one, and that was when they introduced the Legion of Doom after Batman v Superman. And you already saw what happened with that. It didn't work. They showed Deathstroke. Lex Luthor telling Deathstroke that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and guess what? We never got that movie at all. So it was just like, it was a flip of a coin. But you're right, Jody. If they never did it, would have, could have. We really don't know. Because even if they didn't introduce him here, they could have introduced it after the other movies, like Thor or whatever. But this is where it started, right? The whole entire press post-credit scene. They give you a little dab of story that's going to continue down the. Now it doesn't work because we saw Captain Marvel into this one. It doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. That's why I don't bring it much to post credit, because now that we're doing it in this timeline, it doesn't work as much. But
that's true.
Yeah, it doesn't work as much because we're not going through the original timeline. But let me see. Dull at Movies says, he said, I was almost out of the theater when the end credit scene popped up and got me all pumped for an Avengers movie. Pop Culture 33 says, Marvel now has midway credit scene, and then at the very end, it's out of control.
Yeah,
and then
Evan
Evan said, sad that David Hasselhoff was not Nick Fury anymore, and he laughed.
Oh, that's right.
Imagine if David Hasselhoff showed up.
Oh,
you guys would have loved
that
it.
would have been great.
You knew that it was not gonna fly.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been great.
Oh my god! But to be honest with you, talking about Nick Fury, quick, I feel bad for him though, because we didn't get a solo movie with him. Like, they're just pushing him back. Like, they should have used Nick Fury as one of the phases at least. Even showing him getting his eyes missing. Now we got that in Captain Marvel, and we knew it was because of a cat in that storyline. But they should have showed like how he really lost his eye. Showing everything leading up to where he got to S.H.I.E.L.D. And even meeting Robert Redford's character, because then that would have been pretty cool. Like how they interacted with each other, and then you got to see, how everything worked and how him and Natasha, cross paths, and like almost everybody, how he crossed paths with everyone. I think it could have worked. I know isn't he getting his own movie in the Secret Wars or whatever? I think he's in the Secret Wars.
He's going to be a very big part of the Secret Wars. Yeah. That's where it's going to get revealed how long this hasn't been Nick Fury is what we're going to find out there finally. It would be cool. I wouldn't say it too loudly because Disney Plus would probably throw like a 6-episode prequel Nick Fury show out there. God knows, and they probably wouldn't even recast. They would just spend millions of dollars on deep faking him or something.
Oh yeah. God.
But I wouldn't put it out there. But I think hopefully with this Secret Wars coming up, he'll finally get his due and get a lot of screen time, and we'll get a lot of story about what he's been doing and what's up right now.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Evan says pop culture 30. Oh, Evan says, I thought Jackson didn't want a solo film in the beginning. Really? He's that dumb to say that? He's really.
Well, I mean, you got to think in the
I
beginning. I
guess.
mean, if you're talking Iron Man, hell, he's being approached with a comic book movie.
Yeah.
And at the time Iron Man came out, the big comic book movie craze had been slowly tanking. It was big in the late 90s, but you're talking early 2000s where it's like which X-Men are we on now? I don't know. But so a lot of the comic movies hadn't been doing. Iron Man kind of turned it all around.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's very interesting. We already made it to the third movie. All right, so the next movie on our watch list, coming up in 2 weeks, is Incredible Hulk. It slots between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. Technically, it's not, but me and Jody talked about it, said, fuck it, they made it. We're putting it in the timeline, and I don't give a shit, because that's my favorite Hulk movie ever made, so I don't give a crap. So we're slotting it here. Nate is going to be the special guest, because the minute we said Hulk was going to be introduced in timeline, he already threw his hat in the thing. So Nate is going to be sitting down, loving his Hulk, and I know he's going to be ranting about the future Hulk movie. I already know that's where we're going to go with him. So we're going to have fun with that. But again, Harrison, thank you so much for joining in.
Yes.
Now, it's not the last time we have Harrison here. He's going to be doing Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and every other future installment where Iron Man comes on screen. And, of course, the first Avenger Ensemble here on the channel with everybody that stood behind their character. So Sebastian will be coming back for Captain America 1, Winter Soldier, Civil War, then Avengers. He'll be back also. Tim Talkies will only be coming back in Endgame.
Sorry, Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
Sorry, buddy.
You picked the wrong character.
You gotta wait.
Yeah, maybe we'll pick him for another one. He'll be like a twofer, because I feel bad.
Wasn't she in the? She was part of the end credit scene for Infinity War, wasn't she?
Yeah, we'll bring him back for like
Bring him
1
back.
second.
Just bring him on for the last 5 minutes of the show. Just bring. Hey, you're just like your character. Just pop it in.
Yeah, just hit the beeper, activate the beeper, bring him back.
Activate the beeper.
Then disconnect his ass afterwards. No, but
All right, Tim.
Yes, but other than that, guys, Harrison, please tell everyone where they can find you on the YouTubes.
Yep. So you can find me on YouTube and on Instagram at Really Old Movies, and I talk about old movies between 1890 and 1965. And new podcasts are released on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. So pretty much anywhere you can hear a podcast, you'll find me there.
All right, and last but not least, I know he hates doing it, but I'm going to do it to him anyway. Jody, please tell everyone where they can find you, my friend.
Let's do the whole thing again. We'll do it backwards this time. You can find me on YouTube. I have videos up there. I haven't posted there in a long, long time, but I promise you I'm working on things. I say this every episode, and I have yet to work on anything. I'm also on TikTok, where I show off editions that I've picked up, or editions people ask me if I own them, or I just talk randomly. On Instagram, I post about upcoming releases, and I also host group buys. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll be able to talk about an app that I'm working on where all my group buys will move to there, so I don't kill myself every time I have a group buy.
I always picture you having like mad paper.
It's a nightmare over here.
I can see like just remember like the old papers that come out the printers, like
yeah.
That's what I
just
see.
Just one long sheet that I'm having to fold every other thing.
That's what I see.
Woo!
Holy crap! No, but
it was a great idea, but I didn't think it through all the way. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, awesome. Turns to Geeks and Flicks. We have opened up a Facebook page, so you go to facebook.com/Geeks and Flicks. Hit that like button. You can join the page there. Instagram, Geeks and Flicks. Twitter, is Geeks and Flicks. This Monday is going to be What the Haul. We're going to show off our 6 box sets between me, Nate, and then, of course, our special guest is Rev 4K, showing his face. Most likely he'll have a Halloween mask, or she may be showing his face. I don't know. But again, he's going to be the special guest this Monday on What the Haul. So tune into that. That's Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be showing off some awesome stuff. I can't wait for that. It's going to be TV shows. It could be anything. Anything that's a box set. let's see what we have in our collection. That's actually going to be pretty fun. Other than that, I'm looking forward to the Hulk. That's in 2 weeks from now. Next week is inside the Collector's Cave on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll reveal that on Monday. And then the following week is Incredible Hulk, where we sit down and we talk about in our MCU watch through. We'll continue with that. Other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. And anything else you want to say that's coming up soon on your channels? Harrison, anything new? Review, top 10 list?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so next week I'll be doing a live stream about top 10 1970s movies. I'll be doing that with my friend Nathan Hale. Actually, he won't be on it, but a couple other people on there. I forgot he's busy that day. But yeah, we'll be talking about our top 10 1970s movies. It's kind of like Alex and Nate, but we started in the 20s. So we're a little bit further.
Yeah, we can't go 20s. I can't go silent. I can't go silent. There's a limit to my watching. No, I'm just joking. No, yeah. No, that's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Jody, anything else coming up for you?
Nothing really. Be honest with you. Nope. Got great ideas. Just got to film them and edit them and put them together. Put them up on YouTube.
How about group buys? Any group buys you want to
group buys? Let's see. I actually still have a couple open right now. I think still have some spots. I think there's some Cinemuseums with some spots still open. And soon, probably the end of this month, maybe the beginning of next month, Manta Lab should be posting the group buy for their edition of the Suicide Squad. So we'll have that coming up.
Interesting. All right. There you have it. And then for everyone out there, this is the guy that helped me get to John Wick 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah. Those look good. I like that video.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. But yeah, in terms of the person, this is the guy's face that helped me track these things down. He's helping me try to get the 7 also. We're tracking down one of those. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Enjoy the outro. I put together a nice little outro for you guys. So again, thank you so much for Jody, Harrison. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit those notification bells every time new videos drop. You guys be notified. Till then, be awesome to each other and geek out.